Hello everyone, welcome back. It is I, Mike V. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. In this video, it's story time once again. Got some more storytelling to give you. And in this video, we're going to be discussing a Texas Hold'em poker related story that I experienced back, not that long back ago. And it is going to be discussing an interesting hand that I partake in and how I ended up making the right move for this one. So this is going to be a very interesting one to share with you. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is, I think, the third story video that I've done on this channel. So if these type of videos are enjoyable to you, if you like them, be sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. But let's get started here. So the story took place at, I think, the end of, it was around November of 2018. Prior to that, I had spent my first 3 months in Costa Rica. Was just the first of 3 trips eventually in the future, but that was the first time I visited there. Played a lot of PokerStars online poker, so I was playing a lot of poker in general. Then after coming back to that, I played in the 2 Moneymaker tournaments, cashing in one of them. Those were the special Moneymaker Tour tournaments that granted a platinum pass to the PokerStars Players Championship event in the Bahamas, the first ever one. This was back then, believe it or not. It's been what, 5, almost 6 years now. Unbelievable. But near the end of that year, around November, I was playing in a small local tournament at one of the casinos up in Northern California. And this hand came up pretty interesting. And I don't know how I did it, but let me tell you how it went out. So so it was around the early stages of the tournament. People were still registering late. It was still during that period. So the hand was dealt. I was in middle position, and I think it was folded to me. I don't think anybody put money in at that point. I looked at my hand, and I found pocket kings. So I found a pair of kings in the hole, so I do what most people do, and I raise. Make a standard raise. Probably, I think it was about 3 times the big blind, which is what I usually raise. Though sometimes it'll vary depending on how the table reacts, of course. What the table is doing and reacting to other bets, I'll adjust accordingly. But 3 times was the standard, and that's probably what I bet, if my memory serves me right. It folds around to the guy in the big blind, older man, who then 3-bets it. He re-raises. But then for some reason, warning bells went off on my head when he re-raised. I must have caught some sort of tell. I mean, let me know in the comment section if you've ever gotten any weird suspicions in anything, whether it's in poker or whether it's just generally at the casino, maybe when you're playing a video poker machine or a slot. But let me know if you have any interesting stories once I finish telling you this. But warning bells went out of my head. I caught something. Normally, when someone has pocket kings in this position, they try to get it all in. They may make a 4-bet, another raise. But I had position over this guy, so he had to act first once we go to the flop. So I decided to take a little bit of a cautious approach and smooth call. So just call the bet and see the flop. I did not. Obviously, you're almost never going to fold in this situation unless you could put your opponent on aces. And I was obviously thinking that was the possibility here, so I just called, see the flop. The flop was Queen 10 and then some small card. I don't remember what the third one is, but that was the flop. It was a Queen high flop, Queen 10X. And before the dealer even finished dealing the flop, my opponent immediately goes all in. Like that fast. It was quick. I sensed the excitement there that he loved his hand, obviously. And I took a good 45 seconds to think about this. I'm pretty sure it was almost a minute, but I don't think it was exactly. But 45 seconds. I looked back at my pocket kings. I looked at the board. Okay, well, what could he possibly have? It's screaming aces. It's screaming aces the way he plays. Could he have the other two kings? Maybe. Queens? Well, if he had queens, he'd flop a set of queens. He already beats me there, so queens now have cracked kings at this point. And I don't think he would do that. There's no other possible hand he could just do this with. So I'm looking at this, and like, possessed as I was, it looked like I was possessed. I flipped my cards heads face up and mucked them face up. So I showed everybody after thinking for what felt like a long 40 to 45 seconds. I folded it face up, and lo and behold, my opponent, he showed his cards. He did in fact have pocket aces. So I saved myself pretty much the rest of my chip stack because I was able to read that, and it was just one of those weird hands, you know, where you just know you're beat, even though your hand is just as strong or almost as strong. But with that board, you know, with only two cards left to come, you know, your kings are basically toast against aces, especially if there is a likelihood, and I was putting it at a high likelihood, enough so to be able to fold it. So I did, and it was the right move. So that was the story. I want to let you know if you had any similar stories. You can go ahead and put it in the comment section. Any hand you were able to get away from. Have you or someone you know actually folded kings pre-flop? I mean, I almost considered it, but I didn't have enough information to justify it, because he could have other things as well, and maybe the hand would have played differently if he not had aces, but who knows, maybe, you know, there's a lot of what-ifs that could have happened, but yeah, I haven't gotten to the point where I'm able to fold kings pre-flop to someone who I think has aces. I haven't gotten to that point yet. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and end off the video here. Was able to do it on the flop, though, which is amazing. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, as said before, be sure to give this a thumbs up. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I do videos on tutorials on video poker and other casino games, and as well as Texas Hold'em poker. I host an online poker club, and I stream tournaments every week. Usually with the flagship tournament done on Thursdays. So if you enjoy that, if you want to see some of that, go ahead and subscribe. Share this with others, and hit the bell icon to be notified once I release a new video or once I go live. If you're watching this the day that I release the video, I go live on Mondays as well for a Q&A stream. It's called the Monday Mic Drop. So yeah, go ahead and mark your calendars for that. But I wish you a wonderful rest of the day and a wonderful weekend. I'll see you for the next video. Take care, everyone, and go make it happen.